Okay, hello everybody, and I have some good news. I fixed a lot of my scripts, and I'm here to say I've solved it. Solved more parts of entities. Yes. Okay, so we all remember last time how you would go to your maps folder, you would go to your entities folder. See how I have all this? You don't gotta worry about this until later. But okay, so we're gonna just go here, and we have this, our enemy 1. Boom, bam, bing, yeah. You use point classes for scenes. If your entity is from a scene, you will use that. So something like this. This guy, he is a point class that I can use in Trench Broom. That you would, let me just put this in. You'd put into here under your Trench Broom game config and under your FGD file. My name primary. Or primary. It depends on how you want to say it because it's 2 R's and that's for the joke. I just call it my FGD file. But yeah, you see, you put your point classes here. I've got some extra ones from the basic GitHub that I've been learning from. But now we're going to learn something a little bit silly. And that is FGD solid classes. Now, you can put them here in your entity definitions also if you really want to. Or you can make your whole own FGD thing. Like, hang on, let's just... real fast. Just, to showcase. And if I am correct, it's going to be this. I'm going to name it test.tress. And yeah, as you see, it has all this stuff in it. Wait. Dang it, this is the wrong thing. This is an FGD file. As you can see, I even still screw up with this. But something that I can do just to... Uh-oh. Like I said, I stole this and I figured out how to set it up to where it works. But, hang on. Was it entity? Test 2. No. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put in base. Oh, wait. Yeah, Func Godot FGD file. What am I thinking? But okay, let's go back to HIF. Or Humanity is Fleeting. And today we're going to be talking about solid and base. So, solids. Let me just open up Trench Broom real fast. Don't worry about that. That was for me trying something. So look at this. This is the map. As you see, we have these Func move things. And we have this, a trigger area. Let me just create something new. And yes, we also have this trigger area right here. Now, all of this can be taken straight from their website. Straight from the Func Godot GitHub. So we're going to just make this little panel down here. And we're going to make this a brush entity or a solid. And we're going to make this a Func move. And as you see, we've got all these things. Font. We're going to make that 0. The global name. We're going to name this mover. Rotate 90 degrees. Open pose 0. Now, this is for my own little editing. Don't worry about this. It's because what they give you does not actually work anymore. And we're going to make a new cube up here. Hang on as I proceed to... I always forget how to move this stuff. As you can see, I'm not that experienced using Trench Broom even now. But, here we go. Okay, so now we're going to make this trigger area. Its global name is going to be Trigger 3. Target Func, toggle. Now, Target Func is basically, so when you look at this trigger area, we've got all these extra things that you have to set up with it. Or at least in my setup. I don't know about your setup, but in mine it's like this. So, our target is door, or not door, like that one platform. No, ours is mover. And then we grab target name. I just have target name just in case. I can't do that. But target name, trigger 3. And now we're going to go over here and we're going to give this thing a target name. So boom. And as you see, there's now a line connecting them. So we save that. This is me just showing how this stuff works. And then we build based off this. And as you see, now this is down here. And now, be sure about something that tripped me up for a long time. As you see, triggers that are using the baseline will build on the third layer. Third layer. So you have to give your player the ability to touch the third layer. Which, just in the scene, it doesn't, because I still haven't set that up correctly. Yada yada. Yeah, we've got this guy down here, new and improved, as I've learned stuff. But now, just to show that works, we're going to go into the scene. Don't worry about all that stuff being sent in the debugger, those are all just messages. We touch it and boom, it just starts spinning. Ooh. And yeah, that's that. So now, it's time to talk about something else. And that is how this thing works. So we're going to go into here and I'm just going to show. So, inside of a solid FTG, which we're going to actually make another one, just to basically give a good old show. So, wait, not load, we're going to create a new. To make a new Trench Broom. It's all going to be down here at the bottom, isn't it? And you're going to make a solid class. See? So for this entity, we're going to make a brush, build visual, use and bake light, render layers. Build occlusion, yes, we're going to want to build occlusion. Collision build, don't really gotta worry about that. Mesh metadata, don't have to worry about that. Now we come to script class. Now for this, I'm just going to show the basic func_move. There we go. Yeah, here we go. My func move. Come on, didn't. My bad. But yeah, this is what all of those movers and doors use in my game to open and close. Now, we have this. I have not figured out how to use this. Remember that for later. I used the wrong thing. I don't know how to use this. So, I set mine up in a completely different way. If you can figure out how to use the Func Godot_apply properties, then go ahead. If I'm going too fast, that is my bad. But as you see, you have all of these exports. So what you're going to do is you're going to go down here to entity definition. We're going to give it what its name is. We're going to just call this door 2. Yeah, its description, a door. Base classes. So for right now, we're just going to steal the base classes from this. So, yeah, we're just copying that value. And then we're pasting that value. And boom, now it has that. Now, class properties. So for class properties, what you're going to do is you're going to grab a string name. And you're going to name it the thing that it needs to be. So, open underscore pose. Don't worry, we will get around to the target name. Don't add it to your thing yet. Just wait. And you're going to give it a vector free. You will match it with the export with brushes. With a brush, you match this export. You match the export to what it is. Because in Trench Broom, these values will apply to these values in the engine. So boom, now we have open pose. Now we're going to grab our move underscore road. You gotta have the same name. They have to match names. If they don't, it does not work. And now speed. And we're going to change this to what its value is. So a float. And as a bit of a knowledgeable thing, you cannot use any array. Arrays do not work. I don't know about dictionaries or objects, but it did not work whenever I tried. And you kind of just set them to what their baseline value should be. So that's a float. And on readies, you can't affect. So don't worry about those. And now, descriptions. So you will give each description its name, which matches its individual value. So, how much to open. How much to rotate. Oh, and by the way, if I'm going too fast, slow down the video, pause the video, do whatever you have to do to ingest all of this info that I am giving. Okay. And now what you're going to do is you are going to click on this auto apply to matching node. Boom. You're going to click on that. And you can close both these after you are done. Now, node generation. Get what it extends. What does the script extend? You are going to get that. And then you're going to type it out. Now, hang on as I even make sure about something. A little fact. Okay, nope, nothing. So, there we go. A whole new brush created. Now, be sure to where you're going to have to reset your Trench Broom. Okay, now we click on all this, and now we head back to Trench. Don't worry about that again. Okay, now we're back. And boom, we have something that's exactly like this. They work exactly the same because I had made a clone of this. And it'll basically be based off whatever you're doing. Now, I'm saying this right now. Brushes cannot be used for enemies or players. you're going to use a point class, a point entity class for your player and enemies. But if you want to have something like a door or something like an elevator, since I just haven't textured them, but boom, you can texture them. Also, very fun fact, there are stairs here. There have always been stairs here, ever since I made the map. It's just I haven't in this texture. Which, back whenever I first created this project, worked. But I created this project back in 4.2, and then upgraded to 4.3, and that broke it. Or it might be because it's a little bit engraved in the floor now. Not sure. But yeah. And trigger area will still work with this because all trigger area is making a trigger zone. An invisible zone that triggers something. So, yeah. I will go, heck, I'll even open up Google just to show where I got my stuff. You will go to this exact page, this exact web link, github.com/func-godot /func_godot_example_basic. Then from here, you would download this. Now, before you go crazy about the fact that this stuff doesn't work and this thing called game doesn't exist, and that is where you would go into your project, let load. You'd go to globals, auto load. You'd go to where your game manager.gd is, and you would name it game by adding it in this path. Oh wait, you would basically you type out the path, or you find it using this folder button. You find the script of GameManager.gd, and then you name it game, and boom, it works. So that's how you do that. That is everything on Solid. Now it's time to talk about base. So, for starters, if your thing uses a base, if you're Solid, your brush, right here, I see base classes. If it uses one, it has to be set up here in your base class, in your base FTG files as its own thing, and then its entities are the base. So we've got target base. Basically, they hold a property. That's it. That is the whole thing. They hold a property. That's generally it. Like it's as simple as that. And then if you want to make a new one, you just go down and you would make a base class. Wait. Yeah, base class. It has no node generation, no nothing. And then you can give your solids, basically any of them. They don't always appear, so you might have to type them out based off the value name in it. So I like that. You might have to type it out but in lowercase. Or not that, but type that out in lowercase. But there you go. There is everything you guys need to know. Have a great day. Be sure to share this tutorial on whatever thing you can. Spread the word that I'm making these tutorials. And goodbye.